Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rick here singing, wealth coach from Stella Homes, and today we're going to talk about excuse me. That's right. Excuse me. That's what most people, that's the attitude of most people when it comes down to doing difficult things. They become professional excuse makers. My question to you this morning is are you a professional excuse maker? Does your word count? One of my favorite movies I've ever seen in my life is called The War. It's a movie with Kevin Costner in it where he comes home from the war and he has these small children, and Elijah Woods is one of his sons, and they got these really bad neighbors called the Lipnickies. And the Lipnickies, as country as they sound, right? The Lipnickies, okay? And but they're really bad. I mean, some serious little hoodlums, right? So they steal all of the toys and everything that these guys got and take them over to their junkyard. All of the stuff that used to be in their house, and they take it over and they put it in their junkyard illegally. In the meantime, Elijah Woods and his little sister, they got a couple of friends, and they all decide that they want this tree house. They want to create this tree house, and so they say, listen, I tell you what, let's race, and whoever wins this race, they get to, the other people have to be their slaves for the rest of the year in a tree house. So they get there, and it's a tie. So they say, I tell you what. So the fellas say, they say, look, if you girls can bring us all the junk for the treehouse, we'll be your slaves. So the girls go over to the Lipnickies' yard and steal back all the stuff that the Lipnickies has stolen from them, and they bring it back. And when the fellas get to the treehouse, the girls say, oh, slaves, we got all the stuff over here that we said we bring, and you guys gonna have to be our slaves for the rest of the summer. So one of the little boys, he looks over at Elijah Woods and say, man, ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to be no slave to no little girls for the rest of the summer. That ain't about to happen over here. So Elijah said, well, come on, man. We gave him our word. He said what is the debilitating attitude of all the professional excuse makers around the world. He said this line is the most prolific line I've ever heard that I want to stay away from for the rest of my life, but it was funny as heck in the movie. He said, everybody around here know my word don't mean nothing. How about you today? I hope that's not your testimony, that your word don't mean nothing. So as we go through the rest of this holiday season and thinking about how good God has been to us and all the wonderment around us, let's make sure if you promise somebody something that you do it. And if you can't do it, just tell them you're not going to do it. But don't make promises that you don't keep. This is Rick. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure signing off today. And remember that Stella is as Stella does. Don't excuse me.